So, question for you guys. What would you do if you came to realize that you were losing 40% of your customers? I'll bet that would be a very uncomfortable thought. Well, where exactly does that come from? I'm glad you asked. Feel free to jump to the next slide. Thank you, Ben. The industry average call conversion is less than 60% nationwide without training, without constant accountability, without certification. It is very difficult to do better than 60% in your calls versus set appointments. Now, I know that many of you are going, oh, there's no way. That may be true of the rest of the world, but I am amazing. I sit right next to, well, not anymore. They're sitting at home. But you understand what I'm saying, right? They may be doing a great job. However, there are calls that are difficult to book. Let's say you're booked solid. What are you going to do? And if it's not happening right now, it's going to happen very, very soon. It's only going to get warmer. We continue to hear clients that are saying, hey, the temperature is going up and so is our call volume. And when your call volume goes up, that's when you start losing customers. You give the customer the impression that you're booked solid. You give the customer the impression that you can't help them. You don't take care of their emotional needs. They need to be understood, cared about, reassured. All those things come into play and they do not feel comfortable and you lose them. All right. And that's why we're losing 60% of our phone calls. So which position, next question, which position in your company receives the least amount of training? Chances are it is the voice of your company. It is the first impression the customer has of your organization. The last, if they mess it up, they absolutely need training. And when they get it, they're going to increase their call conversion from 60 to 85%. Now, what does that look like, Ben? On the next slide, boom, that's what it looks like. And in the back of your head, you're going, wow, how is that possible that if I just increase call conversion by just 15%, that I can make an extra $1 million a year? Well, it's very possible, and I'll go over the math in just a minute, but let me give you an idea as to what we're hearing that shows why we're booking less than 60%. Okay, give you one example of a live call in our industry.
Hi, I wanted to see about having someone come out and take a look at my AC unit.
Is it currently working?
Well, it's blowing out hot air, so I guess it's no.
Okay. So it's going to be $99.95 for a technician to come out there to diagnose the problem, plus any additional costs regarding that repair. I unfortunately do not have a technician available today. My soonest would be between maybe noon and 4 tomorrow.
Okay.
So what did you hear? Something incredibly painful. And this is why we book less than 60% of our phone calls. Now, how should it sound? I'm not only going to give you an example of how it should sound, I'm going to show you how it sounds even when the call is a wrong phone number. That's right. You can even book wrong phone numbers if you handle this correctly. It should sound somewhat like this. Here we go.
Vicki, how may I help you?
Who am I speaking to?
This is Vicki with Corley Plumbing, Air and Electric.
I'm sorry, I have the wrong number.
Oh, sure you don't need us for anything? Plumbing, electrical, anything?
I could probably use you for a plumbing issue.
Well, talk to me about it. Tell me what's going on.
I've got a 5-year-old house on a slab, one story with a bonus room, and we've got loud banging inside the walls when we turn off a faucet.
Is it just one faucet that does that?
No, it does it on all of them, I think, just maybe to a lesser degree, but is that something you guys could?
Sure, we can definitely help you with that. Now, is it the hot water side, cold water side, or either?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can definitely help you with that. When were you looking at having someone out there?
What'd you hear? Well, we heard positivity, we heard confidence, and as a side note, this person didn't even mean to call this company, and yet the CSR was engaged, trained, ready to go, certified, create a wow experience, no matter who gets on that phone call. Next slide, please. Fastest, yes, the fastest, easiest way to make more money is to book more phone calls. Now, how did I get to that number? Very simple. Average number of calls made, let's say there's 30. You got your average number of calls closed, that's 18. Based on the call conversion, 60%. Let's say call closing percentage is at 60%. Your average revenue per call is around $500. You see, that's not a replacement call we're talking about. These are service calls we're talking about. You have additional revenue per day at 9,000, additional revenue per week at 45,000, of course. Additional revenue per year is about just over 2 million. But when you book 80% of your phone calls, and the only thing you change is that your call conversion goes up, that's right, an extra $1 million in revenue. This is the fastest, easiest way to make more money. There isn't a faster way. This is it. This should be your plan moving forward, is how do I get the voice of my company to perform at such a high level that we book every phone call that comes in and we increase our revenue by $1 million. Next slide. How do we do it? Very simple. We teach them the pattern for excellence. We teach them to be positive, to be confident, to listen, to care, to say yes, ask the right questions, create value, and be grateful. As they master this process, in the back here going, that seems pretty easy. Well, it takes practice. It takes time. This is why I provide coaching. Feel free to jump to the next slide. We provide coaching, you guys. This is our forte. We put 1,000 CSRs through our certification program every year. It's a bit of a college. It's a bit of a university. It takes about 1.5 years to complete. There are 4 levels of certification. But by the time they're done, we guarantee that they'll book at least 85% of their phone calls. So for those of you who have CSRs, who need the training, who need the accountability, who need to be emotionally engaged in what they're doing day in and day out, this is what we do. This is how we do it. And to learn more, feel free to text POWER at the number and schedule an appointment with us. We'd love to talk to you.